A federal lawsuit involving the company behind the Pleasants Power Station is on hold after a recent court filing. Court records show a status conference and other deadlines in the case against Omnis Global Technologies and founder Simon Hodson, brought by former executive Michelle Christian, have been postponed. Both sides jointly asked the judge to push back deadlines and hold a status conference the week of September 14th. Christian, a former vice president of government relations for the Omnis companies, sued in 2024. Her complaint centers largely on the company's pursuit of state and federal funding, including for the Pleasants Power Station, where Omnis had pitched a coal-to-hydrogen technology it says could bring new jobs to the plant. Christian alleges she was pushed out after raising concerns that Hodson lied about the company's finances and technology to government officials securing that funding, including a $50 million state loan. Hodson and the Omnis companies denied the allegations and say Christian quit her job in August of 2023.